Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening, everyone. The grandfather of a 10-year-old boy who was savagely attacked by a shark near Stanley says his family is still reeling from the horrific incident. David Arnott says the immediate focus is on supporting his grandson after the trauma.
A school holiday fishing trip flipping a family's world upside down.
It was a shock to all those involved, a shock to our family.
Days after his grandson miraculously survived from the jaws of a shark, David Arnott is pleading to give his loved ones privacy.
It's been a stressful time for them, and we just want to get some peace so that they can recover.
His son John and grandson Lucas were fishing 5 kilometres offshore near Stanley when, unprovoked and undetected, the predator jumped from the water, tearing the 10-year-old from the boat.
And you're probably not likely to see it again, but it happened and we have to move forward.
David, proud but not surprised, John courageously jumped into the water, risking his own life to save his son's.
It's what I expect of any of my children and what fathers would do.
The 10-year-old had surgery on Friday in Launceston and remains stable. When he'll be able to leave is still unknown.
We just want to get Lucas home and work through his issues.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
A 19-year-old Sandford woman is in hospital in a stable condition after being flung through the front windscreen of a ute. Emergency crews were called to the scene on Hewan Road at Ferntree around 1 a.m. Police say the red Holden Commodore was being driven by an 18-year-old man from Grove when it collided with trees on the side of the road. The driver and another passenger were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. 2 drivers involved in a nasty head-on collision have walked away relatively unharmed. The crash between the bus and the car occurred shortly after 4 yesterday afternoon on Westbury Road in Prospect. Police claim the Kia Rio crossed onto the wrong side of the road into the path of oncoming traffic. The vehicle's driver, as well as a passenger of the bus, were taken to the Launceston General Hospital for monitoring. 8 years after mining was brought to a halt at Beaconsfield, work is progressing to get a replacement operation off the ground. The new owners say the global pandemic has done little to slow development and there could be even more exploration on the way.
A look inside a once busy site, the new owners of the Beaconsfield gold mine inspecting their new purchase, now preparing to give this equipment a major clean-up.
Jobs will start now because we're doing some refurbishment on the plant and getting it back up to a compliant state, improving our safety systems.
NQ Minerals taking over the old mine last month, but now they're facing a mammoth task, working out exactly what needs to be done to kickstart underground mining for the first time since 2012.
We're looking at the most optimal mine plan and configuration in order to make it the most cost-effective operation.
Hoping the project will breathe new life into the regional town, saying the global pandemic hasn't slowed down their progress.
We've got a lot of very skilled people locally, so there's a lot of guys that used to work at Beaconsfield that are doing fly in, fly out interstate, and we're hoping to be able to attract a lot of those guys back to the operation.
The government today announcing a new round of funding for new mining exploration, including more than 5 kilometres of drilling.
It's getting out into those parts of Tasmania where we know there's minerals, whether it's to be gold, silver, lead, copper, zinc.
The $2 billion mining sector makes up more than half of Tasmania's exports, now hoping to grow even further. Michelle Wisby, 7 Tasmania News.
With thousands of students heading back to school tomorrow, motorists are being reminded to take extra care on the roads. RACT has urged drivers to be patient with more traffic expected across the state. It comes as Labor calls for upgrades to be rolled out on Kingston's busy Channel Highway, with congestion in the area worsening.
This area is a growing region. There are more houses being developed here. There are more cars on the road. The Channel Highway is very busy. The government promised that they were going to improve the Channel Highway, and yet we've seen no action.
It's in the last stages of the planning process, and there needs to be consultation. That's very important with the local community, and we're getting on with the job.
The government's own deadline for the finalisation of a Channel Highway corridor improvement plan was earlier this year. The state government is remaining coy over whether AFL matches will be played in Tasmania this season. Reports emerged over the weekend that the state could host matches with a fly-in, fly-out model the likely option. The AFL is looking to cram 33 games into 19 days from round 9 as the coronavirus crisis in Victoria affects the season. The government says negotiations are continuing.
Very important discussions. We know how important football is to Tasmanians. We love it. I love it. Go Tigers. But let's make it very clear that those discussions are ongoing.
The next block of fixtures are expected to be released this week. Alex Peroni has avoided drama on the first lap to record a 7th place finish in the latest round of the Formula 3 Championship in Hungary. Starting from the middle of the grid, the Tasmanian made his way up the standings in what was an eventful race.
Greasy conditions greeted drivers in Hungary for the latest round of the Formula 3 Championship. Racing from 15th, Tasmanian Alex Peroni had work to do, including navigating chaos on the opening corner.
Oh, and contact! Contact between the leading two. Sargent went deep into the corner, and it's chaos at the start with the wet conditions.
Avoiding becoming a casualty, he was 11th by the end of the second lap, rising to 10th by the third.
Can he make it work? Yes, he can. And Alex Peroni moves up.
Things were heating up at the top. Liam Lawson's race over after his car caught fire, the incident forcing everyone off the track as officials cleaned up. On return, Peroni reached as high as 6th, eventually settling for a 7th place finish. 16-year-old Theo Pacher winning his second race in a row. In local soccer, last night was a historic moment for Clarence, hosting Eastern Shore rivals Olympia Warriors in their first NPL match. The Warriors almost spoiling the occasion early on, this header going just wide. Their night got harder in the 37th minute, with Callum Brown sent off. Clarence nearly scored just after half-time, Lockie Burt almost capitalising on an error from Darby Randell. Minutes later, Burt wouldn't be denied. The Zebras holding on to record an historic win. At Kingborough, the Lions hosted Glenorchy and were off to a fast start, opening the scoring inside 8 minutes. The lead doubled in the 13th minute, Chris Downs scoring a miraculous goal. The Knights had their chances but couldn't convert, the win ensuring Kingborough finished round 1 top of the table. And Olympia hosted South Hobart this afternoon, as the women's competition also kicked off. The Warriors taking the lead in the first half, Bonnie Davis converting from the spot. They held on to that lead for the rest of the match, securing the 3 points in a 1-0 win. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. A mostly cloudy day today with showers and thunderstorm activity in the north this afternoon. Pine Tree Rivulet received the most rainfall today with 11 millimetres, followed by 10 at Strawn. 15 in Hobart, a low of 3 overnight. Launceston, Burnie and Devonport all reached 14 degrees. Flinders Island and Friendly Beaches were the warmest today with 16, 15 in St Helens, Grove and Ouse, Maria Island and Smithton 14, King Island, Low Head and Strawn 13 degrees and just 5 in Lyweedy. Mid to high level cloud moving over Tasmania from the northwest today. A dense cloud band over Tasmania associated with a cold front. A mid to high level cloud band is sitting over central Western Australia. Tomorrow shows a large high over southern WA, ridging over South Australia and New South Wales. A trough runs over Bass Strait. Southwesterly winds 20 to 30 knots, reaching up to 40 knots in the north and south. Swells up to 4 metres in the west and south, lighter elsewhere. A gale warning is in place from Stanley to Low Rocky Point and also for Storm Bay. There is a strong wind warning for all remaining coastal waters. A warning to sheep graziers too for the Furneaux Islands, East Coast, Midlands, Upper Derwent Valley and South East. Taking a look at tomorrow's forecast now, Hobart showers easing 9 degrees, 9 also in Dover and just 7 in Ouse. A top of 12 degrees and partly cloudy in Launceston, mostly sunny in Devonport and 11 and partly cloudy in Scottsdale. Burnie early showers 11 in Strawn and windy and 12 in Stanley. St Helens partly cloudy, 11 and early showers in Swansea and only 9 in Ross. On Tuesday, showers in the western, southern and central districts, fine elsewhere. Showers again on Wednesday and westerly winds. And on Thursday, showers in the west, far south and central districts, fine elsewhere. 15 in Adelaide tomorrow, showers developing in Melbourne, mostly sunny and 12 in Canberra. Brisbane 24 and mostly sunny and 18 in Perth. It's currently 9 degrees in Hobart, Launceston 8 and cloudy and Devonport 9. And that's all in weather tonight, Rach.
Thanks for that, Letitia. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for joining us. Have a happy and safe week. I'm Rachel Williams. Bye for now.